Hello everyone, this is not exactly another battle. Instead, I would actually like to talk to you about something that I think we've all been thinking of ever since we found out about its dream world ability. That would be Shanderaa, the little candle, lantern, chandelier thing. At first I was thinking that this might be decent with its high special attack, but too slow to really be a major threat, and maybe it was a little cute, but then we found out that it got Shadow Tag, and that's what I'd like to talk to you about today. In fact, I am going to be making the case that this thing should be Uber, at least to the extent of its Shadow Tag ability. If you are using it correctly, you're probably using one of two sets. The first being the Choice Scarf Revenge Killer, which probably has Overheat, Shadow Ball, Energy Ball, and Hidden Power Ground, although you could also use Hidden Power Fighting, or Flamethrower, or Fire Blast for a reliable move that does not lower your special attack. If you're not using the Scarf Revenge Killer, you're probably using the Substitute Calm Minder, which has Substitute and Calm Mind, of course, and then probably Shadow Ball and Fire Blast, or maybe Hidden Power Fighting over Fire Blast. Both of these sets rely on the Shadow Tag ability to prevent an opponent from escaping. The Scarf Revenge Killer set comes in either on a move it's immune to, or after something has been killed. It prevents the opponent from escaping and uses its massive 140 special attack to kill something. And the Substitute Calm Minder comes in on something that cannot hurt it, and it proceeds to get +6 in both its special attack and special defense, hides behind a substitute, and sweeps a good portion of the opponent's team, if not the entire opponent's team. And based on these two sets, I believe that the argument can easily be made that Shanderaa fits 2 of the 3 characteristics of being Uber, and remember, it only needs to fit 1 in order to get banned. The first is the support characteristic, which basically states that under normal battle conditions, this Pokemon makes it significantly easier for another Pokemon to either stall or sweep to death the opponent's team. And the Revenge Killer does this by forcibly eliminating anything that would be a problem to you. Say, for instance, you're running a stall team and your opponent has a Swords Dance Infernape that's being a huge bitch to you. You just either let it kill something that you don't think you're going to need, or bring Shanderaa in on a close combat, and it can't switch, and you get rid of it. And I think it's fairly obvious from that the rest of your team goes about its business and stalls your opponent out. Or say, for instance, you're the person... Say, for instance, you have, I don't know, a Dragon Dance Salamence that's going to sweep through your opponent's team, but you know they have a Mamoswine with Ice Shard. Again, you can just get rid of that thing whenever you want because it can't switch out of you unless people start putting Shed Shell on all the offensive Pokemon, but that is... Well, I'd say that fulfills the support characteristic in itself because you're forcing them to get rid of Life Orb, Leftovers, a Resist Berry, and you're making it easier for your team to do damage to them or not be killed by them simply by being there because they have to account for you and switch their items. Now, if I'm talking about the Substitute Calm Mind set, the characteristic that it fulfills is obviously the offensive characteristic, which basically means it's able to kill a huge portion of the opponent's team without really being hurt much. And it pretty much speaks for itself there, because if it manages to get 4 or 5 or 6 Calm Minds, it's pretty much one-hit KOing everything in the game from that point on, especially if it also has, like, say, a Salic boost or something, which it could get with Substitute. And, so I believe that it does fulfill those two characteristics, and, I know that a lot of Smogon people are going to use their Smogon logic and say that we don't know if it does all these things because the game's only been out for 9 days and we haven't been able to test it. Well, yes, we know exactly what it does because Shadow Tag only does one thing, and that is trap an opponent. So it's fairly obvious from the way that people use, say, Dugtrio in UU that it can do that. The argument can probably also be made against banning Shanderaa that, well, we don't ban Magnezone and Dugtrio and they can do the same thing, and I'm going to argue right now how they are different. Magnezone, for instance, only traps and kills certain things. Skarmory if it's not running a Shed Shell, Lucario if the Magnezone is Scarfed, Bronzong if the Magnezone has Levitate. And beyond that, it can't really do much, so Magnezone only traps 3 things and kills them. Shanderaa traps probably at least 20. Dugtrio. Basically, Dugtrio has base 80 attack and base paper defenses. Anything hits it, it's going to die, and unless it gets a super effective hit, it's not going to kill anything. On the other hand, Shanderaa has a 140 power overheat. It has a stab Shadow Ball. It has, I don't remember off the top of my head, but either 140 or 145 special attack. So if it gets in on something that can't escape, it's killing it. In addition, it has resistance or immunity to all priority moves except for Aqua Jet, so there's not really an easy way to take it out. And again, it can just choose not to come in against anything with Aqua Jet that can threaten it. And some people have already been saying, and probably will continue to say, that oh, but once it kills something, you can just revenge it with Pursuit from the 3-headed dragon or Tyranitar, but these people seem to be forgetting that once it has killed something, since it can so easily pick its target, it's already done its job. If that one thing that's preventing you from sweeping or stalling is eliminated, it doesn't matter after that if you get pursued and died, because it's already done its job. Beyond that, there's not really much for me to say. I hope this video convinces some people that Shanderaa should be banned, or I believe that Shanderaa does not need to be banned specifically. I believe that Shadow Tag, the ability, needs to be banned. It's broken on Wobbuffet, it's broken on Shanderaa. I don't know anything about the Emo Gardevoir Pokemon that gets it, but if you can't switch against it, there's a good chance that it's broken on that Pokemon too. And now that everything that has Shadow Tag also has the ability to get a second ability, and we know that those second abilities can be breeded, so they... bred. Why the fuck did I just say breeding? Those second abilities can be bred, so they're not losing out on egg moves or anything else. I think the most sensible thing to do is simply ban Shadow Tag, and I'm hoping that at least some of you take this to heart and maybe battle that way. That's about all I have to say. Thanks for watching if you're still here. I will have some more battles for you soon. Bye.